Good day, everyone. My name is Cody Pritchard, Project Director for TRIO Student Support Services at the University of Iowa, and I would like to welcome you to the second in a series of web presentations designed to introduce new TRIO Student Support Services students and their families on how best to adjust to college living. In our first presentation, we introduced TRIO students and their families to our many services and resources, including who we are, who we serve, and what we do. We encourage you to visit or revisit that presentation at your convenience and let us know if you have any questions about our program or services. The Spanish language version of today's presentation will again be moderated by TRIO Student Support Services Student Success Coach, Dr. Irvin Nieves. If you have questions throughout the presentation today, feel free to post them in the comments below, and staff will be monitoring those comments and will respond as soon as possible. I'd like to take a minute and introduce the TRIO SSS team. In addition to myself as director, we have three student success coaches, Irvin Nieves, Kathy Colony-Bunnell, and Cassie Walliser, as well as the TRIO SSS secretary, Christy Murphy, with whom TRIO students often interact with via phone, email, or in person. Please accept our invitation to come visit the TRIO offices at any time and learn more about our resources or just to say hi. TRIO SSS is located in the basement level of Phillips Hall together with other Center for Diversity and Enrichment offices. All of the TRIO SSS contact information on this slide is available to you on the University of Iowa website or a quick Google search. Just search TRIO SSS in the University of Iowa and you'll be able to find us. Considering the college transition, we often hear questions from students and family members such as, how will moving to the university affect my relationships with my family and friends? Will it be easy for me to meet new friends? How does the student resolve housing conflicts, whether it's living on or off campus? What resources and services help the student achieve academic and personal success? What happens if a student gets sick? Is campus safe? By the end of our talk today, we will have answered these and many other questions. But if you have additional questions, please let us know. We encourage you to put those down in the comment section below in the video or on the social media pages that this is posted on, and staff will be monitoring those and address those as soon as possible. We'll first discuss the changing roles and relationships with students, family, and friends experience after the student arrives at the university. Part of a student's college experience is forming an adult identity and set of behaviors that are often different than the identity and behaviors the student expresses at home with family and friends. The student's evolving independence, which is often initially exhilarating to many students, may be accompanied by homesickness for family and friends and for the student's past identities. Some students from large metropolitan areas may initially feel trapped or bored by the smallness of Iowa City, or conversely love the relative quietness and safety of a smaller town. Students coming from smaller or rural communities, on the other hand, may find Iowa City too big, noisy, or confusing, or conversely feel it is a large, exciting place to live, full of new opportunities and welcome changes. What is important to realize is that feeling homesick is incredibly common and can be quite normal, but if the homesickness reaches what the student experiences as an unhealthy level, then university professionals, such as your TRIO SSS student success coaches, academic advisors, the university counseling services, student health and wellness, and so many other partners, are available to students for assistance in mitigating homesickness and succeeding on campus. Understandably, the student's family and friends may experience a heightened sense of loss or change when the student begins attending college, especially if the student lives on campus or is geographically separated. It is important for family and friends to keep in mind that the student will be going through an important transition phase in life whereby the student progressively develops independence and leads a very busy schedule, extracurricular activities with classes, and other time-consuming activities. Realizing that change is a natural and healthy part of transitioning to college life is important for the student's family and friends. Fortunately for students who may be feeling homesick, or any student for that matter, it's important for the student, family members, and friends to consider good communication practices that can help maintain a healthy relationship. The key is for the student, family, and friends to establish a communication plan. We encourage students and their family members to discuss how best to communicate during their time at the university. What does the student's schedule look like to help mitigate any times that there may be conflict in the schedule where the student is unable to answer a phone call or text back immediately or in a timely manner. This can include times during classes if the student is working, if they have extracurricular or student organization meetings. This can help remove some of the frustration that can happen with that inevitable game of phone tag that may occur at times. So definitely encourage you as a student, as family members, as friends, to consider what that communication plan looks like for you. Effective communication methods include using your cell phones, email, Skype, Google Hangouts, coming home, visiting campus, care packages, or any other social media sites as well. Ask open-ended questions with enough specificity to require more than a one-word answer to help catch up. Questions such as, what are you studying in sociology this week? Or what places do you enjoy visiting with your roommates or classmates? To prepare for when the student's visiting home, it's helpful to discuss and agree beforehand what responsibilities and expectations from the student would be reasonable given the student's need to unwind from a stressful semester or complete homework and projects during school breaks. Also, the student could proactively share information about campus life with family and friends. We would like to briefly discuss the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, also known as FERPA. FERPA is federal law that protects the privacy of student educational records from the time of childhood through college. Legally, the adult student must provide the university with written permission to provide information for the custodial family or other interested parties to access the student's university information. Though FERPA laws may appear restrictive or frustrating to the student's family or guardians, they are very important for protecting the student's records. For example, FERPA laws ensure that future employers can't snoop around in a student's records without the student's consent. We will now turn our attention to making the most of housing, dining, and transportation services available at the University of Iowa to students living both on and off campus. By the time the students have arrived on campus, they're already made their decisions on where to live, whether that be in one of 13 university residence halls, off campus in a leased or rented apartment, or to commute from home. Each of these unique living conditions comes with its own advantages and occasional challenges. Students often find living in residence halls more convenient than commuting, so they can focus on classes, activities, friendships, and personal growth. The free university campus-wide bus system, also known as CAMBus, makes getting around the university communities easy, as does the Iowa City, Coralville public transit systems, and the cell phone app Bongo, a service that allows students to conveniently check bus arrival times, departure times, etc. The proximity of residence halls and classrooms and the convenient availability of food and shelter make living on campus an attractive option for many students. A special note to emphasize is that students who live on campus tend to do better academically, have a higher sense of campus belonging, and experience a higher academic retention rate. The University of Iowa is always innovating new ways to improve the college experience for students. For example, students have a variety of living learning communities in which they can choose to live. These living learning communities, located in the residence halls, align with the students' major social interests and other major areas of common interest. Research suggests that living learning communities, or LLC students, who participate in shared courses are more engaged with their academics and more satisfied with their college experience. Some LLCs provide students the opportunity to co-enroll in a course that aligns with the theme of their community. You can find examples of the courses that have been offered for each LLC on their individual homepages. Students' meals is another major adjusting point to college living, and so we'd like to turn our attention there briefly. Detailed information about the university's 4 meal plans can be found at the link shown here. With a meal plan, a student can purchase a combination of unlimited or limited marketplace meals, which are the meals that are provided in the residence halls cafeterias, plus flex meals that are available at other food retail locations listed on the website across campus. Each meal plan listed here has some kind of flex meal package. You may be asking, why purchase flex meals if the student has already purchased an unlimited or a high number of market meals served in the residence halls? The reasons for students to purchase flex meals is simply for convenience, as well as flex meals may be carried away from their locations from where they're ordered, whereas meals that are gathered in the marketplaces or in the residence halls cannot be carried away from that dining facility. Student resident assistants and professional hall coordinators regularly interact with resident students, and there is always a staff member on duty or on call to help students whenever the halls are occupied. Resident assistants, or RAs, are student staff members who are available to students and live in the residence halls to help address floor or community concerns or questions, for example, maintenance issues, distressed students, or other situations. They also host programs on a regular basis for students that are educational and social in nature. Each residence hall also has a hall coordinator. These staff members are full-time staff who live in the residence halls and also serve in the on-call rotation. They are able to offer high-level support to students who may need assistance after hours. Together with the University Department of Public Safety, University Housing and Dining staff members continually review and evaluate safety policies and measures to promote safety and security of both students and their belongings. To begin with, students are encouraged to keep their doors locked at all times, and all doors are equipped with peepholes so students can identify guests before admitting them into their rooms. In addition, a public safety security officer patrols the halls nightly from midnight to 6 a.m., and resident staff are on duty or on call 24 hours a day, and the halls are locked every evening at midnight. Residents can gain entrance after the residence hall's doors open or are locked, by using their university ID card. Students who live off campus may already be familiar with the advantages and occasional challenges of commuting to classes from their off-campus residences, such as longer driving or commuting times or finding parking on or around campus. For the next couple minutes, we want to focus our discussion to students who are renting or leasing an apartment or a condo or townhome or other such residence off campus. Through the Off-Campus Housing Services website displayed here, students can obtain consolidated tenant information and help in finding a place to rent, leases or subleases, moving in and out, noise concerns, working with neighbors, landlord-tenant issues, roommates, and community services such as utilities, transportation, and childcare services. There's also information related to student health and wellness, crime prevention, personal safety, and alcohol issues. The website also contains useful links to help students manage finances while living off campus and provides off-campus residents with a Things to Do link to UI calendars, offices, organizations, culture opportunities, and information about area parks and recreation. Perhaps the most common, frequently asked question posed by students is how to resolve landlord-tenant disputes amicably. For this purpose, we'll turn our attention to Student Legal Services, who often assist students with landlord-tenant disputes, assuming there is no conflict of interest involved. An example of a conflict of interest in this case is if the landlord or a fellow tenant that you as a student are having a dispute with is a current UI student. Student Legal Services considers representing a UI student versus another current UI student a conflict of interest. Student Legal Services, however, will assist a student if the conflict is a former UI student or is not affiliated with the university. You can check out the web link there for additional information and let us know if you have any questions. A common question or concern for many students, especially those living off campus, is around parking and transportation. Fortunately for University of Iowa students, there is a wonderful link that provides useful information about parking and transportation and off and on-campus commuter programs available to students. For example, a wonderful benefit available to students who commute to campus using the Iowa City or Coralville public transit system is a discounted bus pass called UPass. In addition to CAMBus and public transit buses, many students bike to campus. In fact, you'll be hard-pressed to find buildings across campus without bike racks that are often very available. These are all incredible options for commuting and getting around campus in the Iowa City area and are also great cost savers as well. Our next area of discussion focuses on the many academic support services available to University of Iowa students. Students and family are encouraged to visit the university's website for each organization listed here and many others unlisted organizations to learn about and use the many campus services available to students. Though the Students Trio SSS Student Success Coach and the Academic Advisor are two key faculty and staff members students should consult to obtain the services and resources needed to succeed in their academics, career planning, and personal lives. Other UI professionals are also empowered to help students succeed, such as their RAs, student organization advisors, financial aid specialists, and others. In addition to the student success coach and academic advisor, we encourage students to identify at least 2 or 3 other staff or faculty members, more is better, by name and office, that are valuable resources to the student. One of the most enjoyable and useful aspects of university living is becoming active in student organizations, which we'll touch on briefly now. There are so many wonderful organizations available to UI students that the best method to inform students about them is to provide you the links here so that you, the student, can explore extracurricular activities and work according to your interests and needs. In addition to the student's academic program study, which may offer teaching and leadership positions, internships, and other developmental opportunities, student organizations help provide the student with leadership skills and a sense of belonging on campus. In addition, many of these organizations are based around the student's academic program or career goals, and thus provide opportunities to network and prepare for life after college. Students who get involved in organizations early upon their arrival at the University of Iowa tend to develop a greater sense of campus belonging, which reduces homesickness, increases time management, creates strong peer connections, and teaches students to extend their learning beyond the classroom. Let's next talk briefly about student employment, since many students at the university work on or off campus to supplement their financial aid and or gain valuable work experience and a greater sense of community. Student employment provides students with career-enhancing opportunities, the ability to develop skills relevant to any major, and the necessary preparation and assistance for competitive job markets. Employers can advertise jobs, and students can research job opportunities at the HireAHawk website listed here. While you may think working as a student will take away from the student's academics, studies show that students who work 20 hours or less per week statistically do better in school on average than their non-working peers. Also, students who are connected to campus report a higher satisfaction with their college life, graduate in higher numbers, and graduate more quickly. UI research shows that on-campus student employment makes a significant difference in retention rates and graduation rates. The students' health and safety are very important to TRIO SSS and the University of Iowa, so we'll provide ample information on the services and support available on campus. Featured here are key programs dedicated to student health and safety. We will discuss several of the programs featured here briefly and encourage you to visit and read about each of the programs individually on their websites. Student health and wellness is the primary source of healthcare for University of Iowa students. Through the student fees, students have access to basic medical care for conditions like viruses, the flu, vaccines, and many other services that are either free or at a low cost. If student healthcare cannot fully address the student's needs, the student can visit the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics for specialized or emergency care. Through UIHC's website link listed here, students can access and click on Request Care to schedule UI e-care anytime via computer, tablet, or smartphone to receive medical treatment for minor conditions 24/7 without an appointment. Students can also visit the free medical and dental clinic in Iowa City or community health free clinic in Cedar Rapids for free services. Student Care and Assistance, which is located in the Dean of Students office, offers crisis and emergency assistance for University of Iowa students. Some of their services are listed here. You can read about their services in detail by visiting the web address on our previous slide. Through this office, consultations and connections are made between the student and the appropriate resources and services. Anonymous incident reports and concerns pertaining to faculty, staff, students, or family members are addressed by Student Care and Assistance personnel. University Counseling Services, also known as UCS, supports the student's mental well-being, nurtures student success, and contributes to a safe, welcoming, and multiculturally aware campus community. Some of the student concerns addressed by UCS staff are listed here. Our next slide lets you know where you can find them. In addition to their main location in West Lawn, UCS provides resources and services throughout the university. Their counselors are now embedded in the various east and west side locations featured in the first 2 bullets of this slide. TRIO SSS works closely with UCS to ensure students receive the wonderful support they deserve to succeed academically and prepare for their future goals. We described residence hall safety procedures earlier in this presentation. We will now discuss campus security in general. The University of Iowa Department of Public Safety, or DPS, is located on campus and works together with the Iowa City Police Department and Johnson County Sheriff's Office to patrol campus. DPS services include rape aggression defense, violent incident survival training, night ride, fingerprinting, lost and found, vehicle room and building unlocks, and special event staffing. DPS officers also educate TRIO students about their services as part of training students receive in the 1-credit Steps to Success for TRIO course that we described previously in the presentation just a couple weeks ago. Pictured here is a new app available to students called Rave Guardian that allows students to instantly connect with the University of Iowa Police dispatcher, check in with friends and family, and send anonymous tips to police. To sign up for Hawk Alert, a notification system to provide students timely information about emergency situations such as classroom shutdowns, dangerous weather conditions, or other alerts, and to learn about how to use the Code Blue phones located throughout the UI campus, visit the second link on this slide. A useful note for students potentially interested in playing an active role in campus security, DPS is expanding its student security officers program as part of a growing effort to build a community policing culture on campus. One of those innovations includes creating an opportunity for students to get a behind-the-scenes look at how the department works, while also allowing them to play a role in keeping their community safe. Though the department historically has employed a handful of students each semester to help with security-related duties, it hopes to hire approximately 125 students to help with building checks, residence hall patrols, fingerprinting, athletic events, and other special events. The program also features opportunities for students to advance to supervisory positions to assist with additional daily operations. All students hired for the program attend in-house training that pertains to their assignment. In addition to training, each student employee carries a radio that connects directly to the department's dispatch system, where they have the support of full-time security staff and police officers who are prepared to assist at any time. Students who serve in the Student Security Officer program are empowered by the leadership skills gained through their work with the Department of Public Safety. Finally, we will discuss briefly how students can address money and financial concerns while on campus. Pictured here are a number of useful financial aid links that pertain to paying for tuition and board and other fees at the University of Iowa, as well as how the student can manage money wisely while attending the university. The Office of Student Financial Aid and the financial aid staff are the primary contact for information on finances and offer numerous online and in-person presentations and one-on-one advisement for students. In addition, there are a number of scholarships listed on the Center for Diversity and Enrichment website. As a program, TRIO SSS invites financial literacy specialists to the Steps to Success for TRIO courses each semester to help educate on good financial management practices. In addition, TRIO SSS has co-sponsored financial literacy authors to speak on effective budgeting. In April 2017, for example, we co-sponsored guest speaker Adam Carroll, author of Winning the Money Game, a rule book to achieving financial success for young people, to deliver a talk called The Money Savvy Student, Handle Money Like a Boss, to help teach financial responsibility to UI students. TRIO may also offer limited grant aid to students who meet several specific federal eligibility requirements. To wrap things up today, we want to thank you for viewing this second presentation on adjusting to college living. And if you haven't done so already, we definitely encourage you to check out that first video that we posted just a couple weeks ago that helps introduce you and your family members to the TRIO Student Support Services program at the University of Iowa. These presentations are done in both English and Spanish, and so we encourage you to check those out and let us know that you have any questions. You can post those questions or comments in the comment sections below, either on YouTube or on any of the social media channels that these are posted to, and our staff will be monitoring those and respond as soon as possible. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day. Go Hawks!